What's up, fight fans? In today's video, the MMA community has responded to Alex Pereira breaking the punching power record set by former UFC heavyweight title holder Francis Ngannou in 2017. Also in this video, Floyd Mayweather shocked fans by walking around with $20 million in cash.
I know I ain't that tall, about 5'8.5", some days 5'9", but it is what it is.
Finally, Strickland has announced that he has agreed to fight Paulo Costa next in Las Vegas for the anniversary UFC 300 tournament. In addition to 2 title fights and a bout for the BMF belt, the event has prepared a number of interesting fights, including a confrontation between 2 lightweights from the top 5 of the division, Charles Oliveira and Arman Tsarukyan. The whole world believes in Tsarukyan's victory, however, Oliveira has silenced everyone more than once. So without further ado, let's get started. Reigning UFC light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira, who is set to defend his title against Jamal Hill this weekend, broke the punching power record set by former UFC heavyweight title holder Francis Ngannou in 2017.
Oh my gosh! Bro!
For example, Francis Ngannou's record was 129,000. While the interim UFC heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall knocked out only 45,000. Previously, the Cameroonian's achievement was surpassed by UFC middleweight Joe Pyfer. However, the new record was not counted, as it turned out that the settings on the device measuring the force of the blow were lost. Moreover, Ilia Topuria recently demonstrated his striking power, which demonstrated a stunning strike of 925 points. Given Topuria's featherweight classification, it seems improbable from a purely physiological standpoint that his punching power could surpass or even equal that of heavyweight fighters. Of course, as Topuria proved in the fight with Volkanovski, he has a strong knockout punch. However, as a featherweight, he can't hit harder than Ngannou. This discrepancy underscores the limitations of current measuring techniques and devices, suggesting that while they can offer some insights into a fighter's power, they should not be solely relied upon to gauge overall fighting capability or potential. Of course, fans reacted to this, and one fan wrote, this post is incorrect. 190 is reachable by many people. A girl can hit 129. Another fan wrote, I thought Ngannou's punch held the world record. Had Pereira just hit it with 50% more force like it's nothing. Imo Borson wrote, Francis did, and people thought he was going to crush Anthony Joshua, only for him to get slept in 2 rounds. Another wrote, that's definitely a problem with the machine. No way he hits it that hard. Aspinall could barely get 45,000. This is ludicrous.
Okay.
Damn! Let's go. He got a baby face though. I don't get it.
It's a fake machine.
2 weeks, man.
Again.
As you already know, Alex Pereira will soon headline the UFC 300 tournament, but his fight against Jamal Hill does not generate that much excitement. For many fans, it would be much more interesting to see how the Brazilian will rise to the heavyweight division and have a historic fight for the UFC championship belt in his 3rd weight category. However, the Brazilian has decided to focus on cleaning up the light heavyweight division. So in Las Vegas, we will see the fight between Alex and Jamal.
I get you to sign something. Hoodie. Chat. I got everybody on the card to sign it. Even though we're gonna go to battle, we're gonna do our thing. I'm still a fan. I still respect you. And I still appreciate you.
Independente de qual que vocês vão sair na porrada, vocês vão lutar, mas a gente respeita como foi respeito.
You could, if you wanted to.
Se você puder fazer isso aí.
Chama. Let's put on the show Saturday.
Vamos dar show sabadão.
Thank you. Respect.
Many agree that Pereira is a unique champion. He can gain 10 kilograms in a day, right before a fight.
73.5, huh? Chama.
He may not shine with trash talk, but in the octagon, he turns each of his fights into a real spectacle. And this quite well compensates for the problems with trash talk. Therefore, the main fight at UFC 300 cannot be missed under any circumstances. Alex has the opportunity to once again prove to everyone that his story is unique.
You started learning English yet?
A little bit.
I was Khabib's English coach. Let me teach you a little bit. I am the
no.
No, please, listen. You have to remind. I am the best in the world.
And you are.
Say this to the camera.
I am
the best.
I am the best
in
the world.
My name is Alex
Pereira.
There we go. Look at that. The best in the world.
Former UFC middleweight champion American Sean Strickland announced that he will fight next with Brazilian representative Paulo Costa. I had a meeting with the UFC and I told them I don't need to become rich. I just want to be able to support my family after my career ends. They really supported me and did their best. Thank you, fans. Paulo Costa, your wish has been granted. Let there be blood. Strickland wrote on social media. Sean Strickland's recent outbursts on social media regarding fighter pay in the UFC and his contractual negotiations for a fight against Paulo Costa has ignited a broader discussion on the state of athlete compensation in combat sports. Strickland, who is no stranger to voicing his opinions loudly and publicly, initially expressed dissatisfaction with the UFC's offer to him to fight Costa. A fan's query revealed that Strickland was offered an amount just shy of $200,000 to show and an additional $200,000 to win.
Tell us about your next fight.
What's your next fight?
Yeah. This is a great stuff. UFC suggests fight Cannonier. Is a nice fight. I love the idea to fight Cannonier, and they should suggest that fight for June. But then 2 days ago, UFC come back and say, Paulo, you will fight Strickland on June 4th.
Let's go.
It's a great fight. It's a fun fight, even funnier than Cannonier, I think.
He accepted the fight or what?
Unfortunately, I don't know what happened. Strickland say no. He don't want to fight me.
Strickland refused?
Strickland refused to fight me, unfortunately. That's what the UFC told me, I just have this information from UFC. I think this fight would be great, I would love to fight him.
However, Strickland heightened that this figure was less than expected and took the opportunity to address the wider issue of pay in the sport. Following his public complaints, Strickland announced that he had spoken with the UFC and reached an agreement regarding his pay, thus confirming his fight with Paulo Costa. So when this fight actually happens, I think it will be a great fight. But what do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments below.
Strickland, I'm waiting for you. You told me. EPI, we got to shot in the desert. I'm a good shotter. You never come back.
I'm out here with my boy Bryce. Bro, he's one of the real ones. This man bleeds red, white, and blue. We're talking about the government, taxation, about overthrowing it. Let's go America first. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Guys, I spent a little bit too much time with Bryce. He starts getting in my head. I'm starting to think, maybe I want to move to Arkansas. Maybe I want to build a bunker. Maybe I need 1 million rounds of ammunition. But Bryce, my man, I'm not down with that cousin thing. I know how you guys are in Arkansas. Not this guy.
In Las Vegas for the anniversary UFC 300 tournament, in addition to 2 title fights and a bout for the BMF belt, the event has prepared a number of interesting fights, including a confrontation between 2 lightweights from the top 5 of the division, Charles Oliveira and Arman Tsarukyan. The whole world believes in Tsarukyan's victory, however, Oliveira has silenced everyone more than once. This fight for the right to rematch Makhachev will undoubtedly become one of the highlights of the UFC 300 tournament. And it's very difficult to pick a favorite here. Oliveira cannot be counted out under any circumstances. The Brazilian is still in good shape and capable of making waves in this division, surprising the world once again. Moreover, the status of a contender for the belt is at stake, providing additional motivation. The lightweight division is currently considered the strongest and most competitive in the UFC, so it's not surprising that there is interest in this fight. Arman will have youth, much more developed wrestling skills, and a good winning streak on his side. Arman's key is to utilize wrestling more often. Considering that Tsarukyan is quite durable and the fight will last 3 rounds, it makes sense to try to pressure Oliveira. Before the title fight with Charles, Makhachev emphasized more than once that under pressure, the Brazilian feels uncomfortable and quickly breaks down. But Charles is incredibly dangerous on the ground, so there's always a submission threat with him, even if Charles is on his back. And it would simply be stupid not to expect a threat from the UFC record holder for the number of finishes and submissions. So I think this will be a great fight, but who are you rooting for? Share your
Do you need a mouth guard?
Yes, I need.
Okay, are you sure?
Yes.
Who are you fighting?
Charles Oliveira.
Okay, what did you want on it?
I will knock him out.
Wait, actually, before I start, do you know who Hasbulla is?
Yes, I know.
Do you think he would want a mouth guard?
For sure. He likes fighting.
Can you tell him?
I will.
Okay, what did you want?
I want a 300 here.
Okay, maybe something like this. Since you're in Vegas, are you going to gamble?
After fight, yeah. If I win 50G.
What are you gonna play?
Blackjack.
Okay. Are you gonna be the future champ?
Definitely.
Would you beat Khabib?
He's retired.
Okay. Anything else?
Future champ. That's it.
Okay. What about some like gold maybe?
Yeah. So 300 here and gold here and here.
Okay. I think you're one of the most famous people in Russia. Do you think so?
I don't think so.
So that's why you deserve gold.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, give me 10 minutes, I'm gonna make it.
Thank you.
Okay, it's been 10 minutes. Smile. Are you ready for Hasbulla?
I do.
Floyd Mayweather shocked fans by walking around with $20 million in cash.
Every day, chilling in an EWB Rolls Royce. For those that don't know what an EWB is, that's an extended wheelbase Rolls Royce. I need the leg room. I know I ain't that tall, about 5'8.5". Some days 5'9", but it is what it is. Chilling, sitting right here watching the Thriller in Manila, Ali versus Frazier documentary. Come check it out. Up top, every planet.